Towers, things are yet to pick up as it were because it's still early morning. We expect offices to be open anytime now from 8. Already, we've not I've just asked, made some inquiries whether they've been able, people have been able to see the chairperson and or the CEO of IEBC walk into these their offices at Anniversary Towers, but it appears none has been able to spot them. So what is happening is that it's just still I think still early. This is now the time when we expect the staff to be reporting on duty, and maybe the early risers would have checked in early, but now this is the hour, and we expect any time we'll be checking into the offices to see whether the chairperson is in. I tried to call the chairperson earlier when this news was breaking, just to book an appointment or get his word, but he told me that he was to call me later, but he's not yet come back to me. But I expect now that I'm at the offices here, we'll try to see whether the chairperson is in and or the CEO, because also the CEO, Ezra Chiloba, his phone was engaged, and I think he was busy, probably given what has happened with the resignation of Commissioner Roselyn Akombe just a few hours ago, when she said that maybe the commission is under siege, and she feels that under the current circumstances, the IEBC cannot conduct a credible and fair election. Remember that Akombe has been in parts of the country just prior before she left the country to Dubai, where the Al Ghurair printing firm is doing the works. She had visited parts of Western Kenya, in Kisumu, just meeting with poll officials on their preparations towards the October 26th election, which is next week, Thursday. And some of those staff did express their reservations and fears about the current political tensions in the country. And in her resignation statement, she said that she also fears, she's apprehensive about her staff and voters, given the rising political temperatures across the country. And she says that maybe when she brought back her report to fellow commissioners, she says some were holding extremist positions and they were not ready to look at alternatives towards this, how they can go about this particular tension in the country. And she says some were holding extreme positions and saying that the election has to go on. It's something that, though the Commission says it's ready to go to carry out the election next week, Thursday, there are also some uncertainties and fears about the political environment, the tension across the country. We've seen some parts of the country, the poll officials are apprehensive. And even in Nairobi, I've gotten reports that in some parts, there were also fears of attack for those poll officials who are getting the training. She's also said that some of the training is being done hurriedly, and she fears that maybe the presiding officers and some of the returning officers might not get the nitty-gritty in this particular election, given that there's also something to do with the technology. There's the new technology that has been introduced, and they want to get up to speed with the technology, and they might maybe not be adequately trained to carry out a very credible election. So those are her fears, but we'll be getting to know maybe soon after these, maybe get into the office and get to know whether Wafula Chebukati is in and or Ezra Chiloba also, to share with us one or two aspects or issues with regard to these, the resignation of Roselyn Akombe, citing also maybe the current political situation, and also saying that the commission is under siege, and that also she thinks that she cannot be party to a process that will lead to that will be a mockery. She said the election will not be credible, it will be a mockery. So she feels that going as it is to hold the election next week, it will be a shambolic exercise, and it will not really produce the results, and it will not be value for money, as it were, because we are investing about 12.5 billion shillings to IEBC, and the security agencies are going to gobble about 4.6 billion shillings in terms of the security arrangement. So we are looking at least almost 20 billion shillings being invested into this particular exercise, and this money, she fears, might not be put to good use if we continue doing the election as it were. Michael?
All right, thank you very much, Patrick Amimo. And maybe when you get a chance, you'll speak to Kenyans on the streets and find out what their thoughts and feelings are regarding that particular